time for the Super Bowl. Let's get it started. I'm going to break it down to get everybody up to speed, but if you want to skip straight to the predictions, I bookmark each section. Just go ahead to the predictions, but I want to make sure everybody feels the hype of this game. So stay if you'd like. Skip around if you want. It'll be fun all the way through. So let me set the stage for the Super Bowl. Last year, Brock Purdy got injured in the conference championship game. The 49ers believe if Brock had not gotten injured, they would have won that Super Bowl. Unfortunately, he did get injured and they got knocked out by the Eagles, who got knocked out by the Chiefs. But the 49ers came back with a vengeance. They looked unstoppable this year. That is until the Baltimore Ravens slapped them up, beat them down. And even after that, they were the #1 seed. Both Brock Purdy and Christian McCaffrey both got MVP votes. I'd say they're pretty good. Many people had them winning the Super Bowl. Now let's go on the other side. Completely different season. Whereas the 49ers looked like they were dominating, the Chiefs had a tough start. Though they won the Super Bowl last year, the Chiefs started off on a sour note, losing to the Detroit Lions. It didn't help that Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore could not stop dropping the ball. The most drops in the NFL this season. People were saying that Travis Kelce lost it. He must have lost a step. Some people went as far as to say Taylor Swift was a part of this downfall of the Kansas City Chiefs, calling her a distraction. That didn't keep them from making the playoffs. I still can't believe people are complaining about Taylor Swift. This is outrageous, guys. Just a nice young lady going to watch her boyfriend play football. They were saying the Chiefs don't have a #1 wide receiver. The worst team in Patrick Mahomes' career. Wow. But they made the playoffs. And they dominated the Dolphins in one of the coldest games in NFL history. Tyreek didn't get his revenge. Oh yeah, and they found that #1 wide receiver. His name is Rashee Rice. I've been trying to tell y'all all season long. 8 receptions for 130 yards and a touchdown. A second touchdown got taken off the board too. That'll become a trend. Stop holding, y'all. Then the Chiefs took down their rival, the Buffalo Bills. Somebody's got to tell them. For it to be a rivalry, you gotta win. Yeah, you win in the regular season when it doesn't matter, but in the playoffs, the Chiefs have knocked the Bills out of the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years. He's living in Josh Allen's head, rent-free. And don't get me started about that coach. When you play Patrick Mahomes, you do weird stuff. Like go for it on 4th down on your side of the field. What are you doing? You're lucky Mecole Hardman fumbled that ball, or it could have been a bigger loss. And for everybody saying that if the Bills kicked the field goal, they had a chance to win, last time I checked, Patrick Mahomes would have gotten the ball back with 1 minute 47 seconds. He's proven all he needs is 13. So sorry, not sorry, Bills were gonna lose that game. And then in the conference championship, going up against the vaunted Baltimore Ravens, it took care of business. This game was pretty much in hand. Yes, it was only 17-10, but once the Chiefs got the lead, they just coasted. The Chiefs won this game when no one gave them a shot, other than me and Nick Wright, of course, facing the #1 defense in the league. And this year's MVP, Lamar Jackson. They controlled the game from start to finish. A vaunted running offense. Ran the ball 6 times with their running backs. What are they doing? It was crazy. Everybody's confused. Why would the Ravens not run the ball? When you play the Chiefs, they make you do weird stuff. You play out of character. Not gonna lie, I was genuinely surprised. Figured they would try to run it down their throats, but no. So let me get this straight. On this playoff run, the Chiefs have taken out one of the best offenses in the league, the Miami Dolphins, one of the hottest teams in the league, the Buffalo Bills, and the best defense in the league with the MVP in the Baltimore Ravens. What a road to the Super Bowl. Some may say they were tested. Let's go to the other side. Who did the 49ers play to get here? And how did those games go? Because the Chiefs were in control of all 3 of their games. How did the 49ers do? The 49ers got a bye, so they only had to play 2 games. They barely beat a frisky Green Bay Packers team, 21-24, and they were down 10 in the 4th. I will give the 49ers this. Brock Purdy didn't look good for most of that game, but he did lead a game-winning drive to put them ahead towards the end. I'll give him credit for that, but it was not a pretty game. Let's move on to the next team. The frisky Detroit Lions. No one would call them elite, but they were a very good team. And how did that game go? The 49ers were down 24-7 at halftime. If Dan Campbell knew how to kick a field goal, 49ers may not be here. But again, 49ers led a nice comeback in the second half and won this game, with Brock Purdy playing better in the second half. Seems like a trend. But one thing the two teams the 49ers have played had in common, those defenses were meh at best. They're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best defenses in the league this year. Chris Jones, Snead. It's gonna get interesting. So who do you think has the better team? The Kansas City Chiefs or the San Francisco 49ers? Let's go through that. At quarterback, you have the baby GOAT, Patrick Mahomes, versus Mr. Irrelevant, the last pick of the draft. Do we really even need to talk about this? Obviously, Patrick Mahomes. He's called the baby GOAT by some, mostly by me. Next up, wide receiver. Though I really like Rashee Rice, there's levels to this, and he is not on the level of the wide receivers for the 49ers. The edge go to Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Both very good wide receivers and tough to stop. At running back, we have Isaiah Pacheco, who runs like a madman. But again, there are levels to this. Christian McCaffrey is on another stratosphere. The man was getting MVP votes. I don't know if you know this, but running backs don't really get involved in the MVP voting on a regular basis. Edge goes to the 49ers there. At tight end, we have Travis Kelce, who's an absolute beast offensively. He's incredible in the receiving game. Then we have George Kittle on the other side, who can catch the ball, but is also an elite blocker. I call this a wash. Both of them are going to be Hall of Famers. They both help their team in unique ways. No advantage. Kicker is easy. That's Harrison Butker. He's a top 2 kicker in the league. The 49ers kicker was missing 30, 40-yard field goals a week ago. Not even in the same stratosphere. Let's talk about defenses. The 49ers defense is very good. But in the playoffs, how you gonna let the Detroit Lions score 30 points on you? No team has scored 30 points on the Kansas City Chiefs all year long. Advantage, Chiefs defense. Chris Jones is great. Their corners are locked down, and they go against Purdy, whereas 49ers are going against Patrick Mahomes. And I thought that Chase Young getting added to the team would have a lot more of an effect, but it really hasn't, which is honestly surprising. Another reason the advantage goes to the Chiefs just held the Baltimore Ravens and the MVP, Lamar Jackson, to 10 points in a conference championship game. Are you kidding me? Advantage goes to the Chiefs. That defense is for real. You dig? And then we have the intangibles, the things you can't touch and feel, but you know that they're there. For the Chiefs, one of the intangibles, experience. They've been there and done that. They have been to 4 of the last 5 Super Bowls. The moment won't get too big for them. They've already won 2 of these. And the simple stuff, like how many tickets are you gonna get? Setting up hotels, practices, how to prepare for the Super Bowl game. Your schedule's different. You get 2 weeks instead of 1. Andy Reid is already ready for those things. Kyle Shanahan, on the other hand, I do think that he can do a solid job of getting them ready. But a lot of the players on his team have either been to 1 Super Bowl or no Super Bowls. Whereas the Chiefs, they go as Patrick Mahomes goes. And he's gonna be calm. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, he is the second intangible for the Kansas City Chiefs. Having the best quarterback in the league, as well as one that is chasing down the GOAT, Tom Brady, adds a certain calmness to the team. You're not gonna get rattled as easily if you know your quarterback can literally score in 13 seconds. The confidence of knowing that your team is never out of it, that is priceless. Whereas on the other side, 49ers don't have that intangible. The intangible that comes to mind for them, Kyle Shanahan. He's lost some big Super Bowls. Now, he wasn't the head coach for this team, but he was the offensive coordinator. The play calling got a little suspect towards the end. What game am I talking about? Do you remember that Patriots Super Bowl where they were down 28-3 to the Atlanta Falcons? Kyle Shanahan was on that team. Up 28-3 in the Super Bowl. And you lose? But maybe that's a one-time thing. Maybe when he's the coach, that kind of thing doesn't happen. This game actually got played 4 years ago. 49ers versus Chiefs. in the Super Bowl, 2019-2020 season. Heading into the fourth quarter, the 49ers were up 20-10. They got outscored 21-0 in the fourth quarter. How do you go into the fourth quarter up 20-10 and get outscored by 21 points in one quarter? Are you kidding me? Is this a joke? Wild. Also, Shanahan doesn't have a good track record being down going into the fourth. I think he's 30-1 winning games when he's down by a touchdown or more heading into the fourth quarter. That's not Patrick Mahomes' problem. He comes back all the time. And no shade to Brock Purdy. I actually like Brock Purdy. I think for him being Mr. Irrelevant, he's been playing really well. But the problem is, in the playoffs, he has not been starting off strong. He's started off bad and then willed his team back for a win, which is great when you're playing the Packers and the Lions. You're going up against Patrick Mahomes, and trust me, he's not just gonna give up the lead. He's playing smart, playing for the win. The Chiefs can win any way. They can win a defensive matchup. They can sling it. Travis Kelce and Rashee Rice are going to be the main dudes, but don't forget Isaiah Pacheco is good. And look for an MVS long pass or two to keep the field stretched. Intangible. Will the team remain confident in Brock Purdy? I hope so, but we'll see. So let's talk about this game. The rematch to the 2019 Super Bowl. The over-under is 47.5 points. People are hammering the under on this one, but I got a feeling it's gonna be the over. Not by a lot, probably gonna come down to the last kick. But now who wins? Had to bring back the hats, baby. The 49ers are 2.5-point favorites. Give me the Chiefs! The Kansas City Chiefs take down the San Francisco 49ers. They cover the spread, they win the Super Bowl. And I actually have a better hat for the occasion. Pow! Super Bowl champions, baby! That's what I'm talking about. Looks good. It feels good. But this might sound familiar to some of y'all. Who did I say was gonna win the Super Bowl before the season started? Let's roll the tape and see how it went. Preseason prediction. Gotta love them. Roll the clip.
But while Tom Brady was in the league, I had a rule, and that rule won me a lot of money and a lot of bets. You don't bet against the GOAT, Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady's not in this game, but the NFL has a baby GOAT, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Until proven otherwise, someone gonna have to knock off Mahomes before I pick against him. Chiefs take the dub and win the Super Bowl. Yes, the first back-to-back Super Bowl champion since the New England Patriots, and the actual GOAT did it. No, Patrick Mahomes is not the GOAT. That's Tom Brady, but he's the closest thing we got, and I think that he's going to make a stamp on this league and remind everybody he's not going anywhere. This is his league now. You want bread? No soup for you. Chiefs win again.
That feels good. Gotta love it. But did my opinion waver prior to the playoffs starting? No, the Chiefs did have an up and down season. It was tough. And a lot of people had counted the Chiefs out. Was I one of those people? Roll the tape, please. Pre-playoff prediction. Did I get both of these teams right in the Super Bowl? Let's check it out.
So this is it. The Super Bowl. The championship game. Patrick Mahomes versus the juggernaut, the San Francisco 49ers. A team from top to bottom. Elite everywhere. No hole in sight. You should be able to win this one easy, right? You should be able to smack up Kansas City Chiefs. You really think you're gonna do that to Patrick Mahomes? Nah. I say that Patrick Mahomes does his job. Rashee Rice steps up. Travis Kelce looks like a blast from the past. And the Kansas City Chiefs win another Super Bowl. Bum, 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 bum. That's how I want it to go down. That's my prediction.
Wow, what a blast from the past. Predicting the Chiefs before the season started. Predicting the Chiefs when no one had faith in them before the playoffs started. And now look where all the pundits are. Welcome back to the bandwagon, guys. Before the Bills game, everybody counted out the Chiefs. Obviously, all of this is excluding Nick Wright. Everybody knows Nick Wright is right. As well as me, but one day him and I will have a chat and laugh about this whole thing. But in the meantime, before the Bills and the Ravens game, game. Everybody picked against the Kansas City Chiefs, except for me and Nick Wright. Man, it has been crazy to watch all of these ESPN pundits backtrack. All I've been hearing all week, how could we have picked against Patrick Mahomes? I don't know, but I've been telling you all season long. Don't bet against the Chiefs. It's just a bad bet. I tried to tell y'all. Chiefs win the Super Bowl again. And this Chiefs team is on its way to a dynasty. I can't wait to see that parade. I'm talking back to back. Hey, I'm talking back to back. Champs! Chiefs win again, baby! Let's go! Super Bowl! Burr, 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 burr. It's almost like I wrote it myself. Crazy. I'll see you after the Super Bowl. Peace.